Skulls and Bones, I'm Mark, here at Periphery, here in New York at a sold-out show. How the hell are you guys?
Great.
Great.
Fabulous.
Thanks for coming, visiting us.
Well, thanks for visiting us, number one. Because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, obviously. And all the fucking kids outside. There's a ridiculous amount of kids.
Well, what I'm saying is I appreciate that you care about us.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice. Nice.
Right on.
Well, when you write shit like Alpha and Omega, you don't really have a choice but to love you guys.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you. We're glad you feel that way.
Yeah.
Well, obviously I wasn't the only one. You guys landed on Billboard with 2.
Yeah.
And now you're selling out shows. And, living the rock and roll dream with doors that magically open and close.
Yes, and big smelly tour buses that smell like toenails.
And clothes hanging on televisions and whatever the hell this is. And
Yep.
It's just a random monitor.
You truly made it. Look at that. That's a sign of truly
This
making
is the
it.
monument of success over here.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened.
Well, yeah, let's talk about these 2 albums because obviously they just came out and people are absolutely loving them. When did it come into your head that this is actually going to be 2 instead of 1?
Later on in the process, actually. We had a lot of music going into it. We had over 80 minutes of music initially, and first of all, you can't fit more than 70 minutes of music on a disc, and that didn't occur to us until later in the process. We were like, well, this is going to be a really long album. And then once we figured that out, as well as pinpointed the sort of the best way to deliver the material, because there's something to be said, I think, for people being able to digest an album that's 80 minutes long, so it kind of made sense at a certain point in time for us to do the 2-album release for a couple of reasons, really.
Yeah.
Is
this something you could see yourself doing again, or are you like, oh, this is just a one-time thing?
If we do, it's going to be a while.
You just have to be the right thing. There's nothing planned right now, and we're always writing, so who knows what the future will bring. But it's important for us to just follow what we want to do, rather than just like say, oh, we should do this again, before we even have anything.
Yeah. Well, obviously the fans are digging it, and now you're finally getting to play these songs live. So how awesome is that for you guys? Because obviously you're in the studio always playing it, and now you're seeing the reaction.
It's awesome. It's the most fun I think we've all had ever playing new songs. I remember when we started playing Periphery 2 songs live a couple of years ago for the first time, it was great, but for some reason there's just a whole lot more emotional investment in these songs because of the collaborative nature of the album. We all wrote the songs together in a room, and we all shared the experience together from the very beginning. So it's a very fun process to be able to play these songs live.
Well, I think you can hear that even through the music. Like you can hear bits and pieces of everybody, but then like you can feel how personal it is for each of you, which is really cool. It's really honest and it's really rare these days for people to do that.
Well, thank you.
We have this awesome tour, and then you're going out with In Flames, which is awesome as well.
Yeah.
Are you just going to be touring your asses off for the rest of this year?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't sound too excited about
That's
that.
just what you got to do when you put out a record, and we're going to make time for ourselves too, but it will be a lot of touring and a lot of necessary stuff. We haven't been back to Europe in a while. We got to go do that and take care of these other territories that have been missing us. So.
I'm sure you guys know it's the way the game is played. You put out an album, much less 2 albums.
Much less, yeah.
And you're going to be touring your asses off for a while.
So most people tour for a year or 2, so you're going to tour for 4 years since it's double everything.
It's double everything. Playing 2 shows tonight, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the idea. You're playing a 4-hour set.
Exactly. Everything times 2.
Everything times 2. There's actually just one of you right here.
Wait, how's that work?
So we need to bring in 2 more band members to fix this, right?
Yeah, there you go. Well, speaking of, obviously you've had one hell of a career so far, and it seems like y'all are just growing in the genre or whatever you want to call it. You're getting all this love, which is crazy for, especially a band like you, the progressive scene has really grown. Do you feel like, obviously every band has a certain goal. Have you met a goal that y'all reached yet, or you still have something in the future that you're doing?
Personally speaking, I don't think we ever think about these things. The goal for me, and I think I speak for the rest of the guys, is just to keep growing, just to keep improving. Whatever that means is just to hone in on the things you want to get better at. I have a laundry list of things that I want to get better at personally, and things that I want to improve at, and just aim for those and keep doing them. And that goes for Juggernaut as well. Juggernaut ticked off a lot of those things. I always wanted to be part of a band where everyone collaborated and everyone music songwriting wise. So I mean, that was a huge hurdle for us.
Did that make you closer as a band, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Totally.
we learned how to communicate with each other on a different level. It's been typically like 2, maybe 3 people collaborating on a song previously, and with the whole band, it takes a more understanding to bring in the new personalities into the writing process and the arrangement process. So it's been nice to kind of connect on that level, because it really shows that we all are in the right band with each other, and this lineup is the Periphery lineup, despite what has happened in the past. So it's nice to know that all of us can write 2 albums to get all together.
We learned how to communicate a lot doing this. You know, working together and collaborating from the ground up sounds great, and it sounds easy, and it sounds like everything should be perfect because everybody gets along well and communicates. But we went through a lot of stages with this album of learning about each other, learning how to communicate with each other, which is a very valuable thing if you're in a band.
Yeah.
Much less a band that tours 8 months out of the year. You got to learn how to communicate with each other and be honest and learn how to treat everyone in a very specific way.
Yeah, well, you're also treating the fans, because obviously the VIP meet and greet earlier, is that kind of still surreal to you guys?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see people coming out who know all these things about us in certain cities.
Seeing
people,
that level of devotion is like, wow, okay, there's something here. There's something that we're doing correctly, that it's resonating with people, that they'll come before the show to just hang out with us and get stuff signed and ask us questions and kind of tell us that we're doing a good job or giving us feedback on stuff. So it's like, it's a good thing to witness.
Yeah, it's a trip. Sometimes we get lost in our own bubble that we forget there's this outside world of people.
Yeah, I mean,
there's normal human beings outside.
Normies, as we call
normies.
them.
Okay.
When we're recording, like, we don't sit in there and like listen back to what we're recording. We're like, oh, this is gonna blow people away. It's like, it blew us away, but it's not like we're not like sitting there trying to impress people. It's just like, we hope that they like it, but this is what we want to do. So,
well, shit. Well, you impressed the hell of a lot of people, and you continue to do that. We'll let you go. Get ready to impress everybody live. Do you have any final words to the people out there?
Thank you guys for continuing to support us. Thank you for coming to all the shows in this tour. And thank you, Lasty, for buying Juggernaut Alpha and Omega.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or download it, whatever you did.
Yeah, whatever you do. As long as you hear the music and you come to the show, that's all that matters.
Or buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
A pirated t-shirt, even.
A pirated t-shirt?
Yeah.
Or buy 2.
Or buy 2.
One
2 of
for
everything.
One for Alpha and one for Omega.
Yep.
That's it. Perfect. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
guys.